Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again. All right, so last night we did something that's never, I don't think we've ever done. Well, we did it once, but we shot it from my phone. It wasn't really produced technically. And I asked the audience, do you remember the last time we shot a match live and put it on Facebook? It was at the All Girls show a couple of years ago. And I got a room full of blank stares. So,
different crowd, I might say.
Yeah, different crowd. Not your traditional wrestling fan, I guess. But anyway, but we did it once before with Mickey Fulp and Ty Tyson, but this time it was like had all the bells and whistles on it and everything, and it came out great. I looked at the Kevin Phoenix defended the world television title last night. Let's see who was it against. Short term,
Casey Kane.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I'm going to just put it out there. I spelled Cason's last name wrong, but in my defense, I'm using my left hand and not my right. So
I was watching her. I was watching her back in the production meeting trying to write down notes, and I felt so sorry for her. Brian would come over every once in a while and help her out a little bit.
Here, write this name down for me.
Yeah. So okay. Everybody, if you can't give her slack, if you can't give her a little leeway for that, then just go away somewhere.
Yeah, this is not working at all.
So that means your right brain is in overdrive, right? Because your right brain controls the left side of your body, and
you just the weird thing is like you don't think about how hard it is to use the hand that's less dominant. Like it's like being a baby learning how to do everything again. It's weird.
Yeah, that's not something I'd try to do. Like I'm weird. Like I can bat. Switch hitter like baseball, hit left or right-handed. I'm better at left-handed. I eat with my left hand when I'm using utensils, which is rare because I'm quite, the vulgar guy, kind of more caveman than human. But I have to write with my right hand. If I put a pen or a pencil in my left hand, it's not going to work. Just doesn't.
I like how fast he clarified that switch hitter in baseball.
Yeah.
We don't shame. We don't.
No. I'm just
nice thing. I know. I'm just playing. But
just an observation. Just an observation.
Well, in my wilder days. Anyway,
that's the Martinsville coming out in you.
Oh no, I don't want to go down this path because this show's going to never be cleared by YouTube if we keep going this way.
No, back to wrestling.
Everybody, every match on the card last night I thought was fantastic. And one guy that I had been worried about personally, because he is such a nice guy, was no comparison, Joe Harrison. He had suffered a couple of tough losses to Mickey Fulp. A lot of people said what happened to Deal with the Steel was bullshit, but it was the referee's call. Then but he had those couple of losses, and I was kind of worried about it hurting his pride, his ego, or his competitive fire, and we got our answer right out of the box last night. I don't know about you, Brian, but he was bouncing Pretty Boy Lane all over the ring last night. Like really had a fire to him. Like he's on the comeback trail.
I was talking about at the anniversary show. I was talking about how David Parrish looks like he's packed on a little bit of muscle on him since we had taken the break. Joe Harrison is another one.
Yeah.
That he looks, he had always been in good shape, but you can really see the definition starting to show on him now.
Yeah.
And he was really fired up, and he wants his revenge against Seth Clayton Burns and Pretty Boy Lane and Casey Kane, and he got a measure of that revenge last night.
Yeah, and he's one of the Myrtle Beach boys, and they all salty dogs down there. They'll be the best friend you ever had, but God, man, if you
Don't cross them.
you piss somebody off from Horry County, you're going to pay for it. And I know that's probably not the exact correct pronunciation, guys. Just do it.
Closer than most. Closer than most.
Well, the way I've heard it said by locals is Ori, but that sounds a little much.
What?
As long as you don't pronounce the H, you're okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I've missed it because I was reading the board.
It's the county that Myrtle Beach is in, how to correctly pronounce it. The H is silent.
Isn't it Horry? Horry?
Oh, that's a foreigner alert.
Only from March to September.
I was reading the thing. Y'all put me in charge of reading the thing. You're going to have to expect I'm going to miss some things.
They changed the pronunciation only from March to September.
Yeah, but those are out of town people. That's got nothing to do with the locals. But yeah, so the H is silent now. I know that moving forward, folks. That's just like if somebody says the word Appalachian Mountains to me, I'm like, oh, you're not from around here, because it's like only known how to correctly pronounce it. And I had a lady that grew up in South Carolina argue with me one time at work for 3 days over that. And I was just like, okay, well, if I can't convince you, you pronounce it however you want. But
it's like Salisbury. Like, everybody says Salisbury if they're not, no. There's another place.
Oh, I like the ones that calls it Salisbury.
And then
you're not eating it.
Yeah.
I do like gravy.
When we first started coming down here looking for jobs, I was telling Trevor's fiance at the time that this is where the Salisbury steak was invented, and she bought it hook, line, and sinker. And then when I smartened her up to that, then she didn't believe me when I said Food Line was invented there, and that was actually true.
That is actually true. We also kind of getting it back. God Almighty, it went. Don't get hit in that chair anymore with a chair, wrestlers. Doesn't do you well when you're almost 50. It messes your mind.
Does.
Corey Etzel is angry with all of us. Well, I don't want to say angry. Let's say mildly perturbed. Because if he was angry, I would probably be in the hospital. And, we'll try not to piss Corey off. He does have the link to this program, but he was upset that we weren't announcing him as AIWF Mid Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, even though he's in possession of the belt. And so, or the championship title.
Right.
And I lightly explained to him how you win a title.
Yeah. And so we got some exciting news coming up. I don't know. Should we break that news now?
You can.
No.
Go ahead. So, that's one of those things you kind of got to put out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
early, anyhow.
So it's Spring Jam on April 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Reagan made a great decision about what kind of match they're going to have to settle this dispute over the title. So, Reagan, I will let you explain it to the people what they're going to have.
Okay, so as Matt was saying, Corey was very unhappy that when we brought him out, we did not introduce him as the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and we did not put on the screen that he was the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Champion. So he went on this rant, and I decided to come out and explain to Corey the way most people win a title is to, pin somebody in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. And he's never done that to Justin Flash. So I set up for Spring Jam a match that Justin Flash pretty good at, a ladder match. So they will be wrestling for the title, which will be hung over the middle of the ring. And I said a lot of other things too, but that's the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, give the Cliff Notes. They can watch the episode to get the full report.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to that match. And Corey Etzel did give us a demonstration last night that he does have, in fact, the ability to climb a ladder. He was mad at first, saying that he never climbed a ladder in his life, and I don't blame him. Ladders are scary. And so, especially the older you get, because, like when you're 20, you fall off a ladder, you bounce a couple of times, you're good. When you're 50, if you fall off a ladder, probably going to have to take a trip to the ER and get some new meds for the doctor at the bare minimum. So, and not to say that Corey's 50, I don't even know how old he is. Younger, a lot younger than me. But yeah, that's going to be great. A ladder match. And Justin Flash has got a pretty good record in ladder matches. I mean, over the years, he's won that money in the piggy bank more times than anybody, I believe. So, yeah, very interesting.